Plisthenes, stop! Plisthenes, careful!
The place that I have most desired to see. House of my fathers, majesty of Argos, my native soil. The exile's greatest joy, the outcast's hope. Gods of my fatherland, if there be any gods. These now I see with my own eyes. And there, in the sacred walls, the Cyclops' work of more than human grandeur. And there, the course where the young men resort, where I myself gained honors more than once driving to victory in my father's chariot. All Argos, all her people will be here to meet me. I shall meet my brother Atreus. No, back! Go back, man, to the forest shelter, the leafy glades, your life among the beasts, shared with the beasts. This blaze of royalty cannot deceive your eyes with its false show. When you are tempted to admire the gift, observe the giver. I was confident and happy in a life which most would think intolerable. Now my fears return. My spirit falters and rests my body. I am unwilling to go on my way.
Why does my father move with such slow steps as in a trance and cast his eyes around, seeming to be uncertain of himself?
What, can you doubt my brain? The course is clear and needs no anxious thought. A throne, a brother, what could be more unworthy of your trust than those uncertain things? Are you afraid of hardships which you have already tamed and learned to overcome? Do you now seek escape from comfortable indigence? No. Better far to be a beggar still. Turn back while you still can. Get safe away.
Why, father, what can make you turn away from home now you have seen it? Why refuse to embrace such happiness? Here is your brother returned to you in reconciliation. He gives you back your share of sovereignty, makes you yourself again, and reunites the broken members of our family.
You ask me why. I cannot tell you why I am afraid. I see no cause for fear, and yet I am afraid. I would go on, but I am paralyzed. My knees are weak, my legs refuse to carry me. Some force repels me from the way I try to go, as when a ship labors with oar and sail, but oar and sail are powerless to resist the driving of the current.
Set aside those obstacles that hinder your intention, and think what prizes wait on your return. Father, you can be king.
As I can die.
Power supreme.
Is nothing when a man wants nothing.
You have sons to follow you.
One kingdom cannot have two kings at once.
Choose misery when happiness is offered?
Take it from me, my son. Great prizes tempt us by their false aspects, and our fear of hardship is likewise a delusion. While I stood among the great, I stood in daily terror. The very sword I wore at my own side I feared. It is the height of happiness to stand in no man's way, to eat at ease reclining on the ground. At humble tables, food can be eaten without fear. Assassins will not be found in poor men's cottages. The poisoned drink is served in cups of gold. I speak as one who knows and makes my choice the life of hardships, not prosperity. Mine is no lofty dwelling place built high upon a mountain top to overawe the common folk below. I have no ceilings lined with white ivory. I need no watch outside my door to guard me while I sleep. I own no fishing fleet, no peers of mine intrude their massive blocks upon the sea. My stomach is no glutton to be filled with every nation's tribute. Not for me are harvests reaped from fields in farthest east. No man burns incense at a shrine for me. I am no god with altars to my name more richly served than those of Jupiter. Roof gardens of luxurious foliage are not for me. For me, no steamy baths stoked by the labor of 100 hands. My day is not a time for sleep, my night an endless vigil in the cause of Bacchus. But neither am I feared by any man. My house is undefended, but secure. Great is my peace as my estate is small, kingdom unlimited without a kingdom.
You have no need to ask nor to refuse a kingdom offered to you by a god. Your brother asks you to be king with him.
Does he? There's danger there, some hidden trap.
Brotherly love can often live again in hearts that once have lost it. True affection broken can be repaired.
My brother, love me? Sooner will ocean wash the 7 stars, the fury of the wild Sicilian currents rest, the Ionian sea become a field of ripening corn, night's darkness be our daylight. Sooner will water come to terms with fire, wind make peace with sea, or life with death.
But what harm do you fear?
All kinds of harm. Why should my fear have limits when his power is boundless as his hate?
How can he hurt you?
I know, not for myself, for you, my sons. I know that I must fear the power of Atreus.
You fear some trap in spite of all your caution?
Caution is late when you are in the trap. Let us go on then. But your father speaks. Remember this. 'Tis you that lead. I follow.
God will look kindly on your good intentions. Go boldly on.
The net is spread. The game is in the trap. I see my brother with his hateful sons close by his side. Vengeance is now assured. I have Thyestes in my hands at last, himself and all he has. I am impatient and find it difficult to curb my wrath. Thus does a keen-nosed Umbrian hunting dog in quest of game, while held in leash, silent, follow the trail, nose to the ground, obedient, while still the scent is weak, the quarry distant. But at close quarters with his prey, he'll fight with every muscle of his neck, protesting against restraint, and strive to slip the leash. And when he sniffs the scent of blood, his rage is almost uncontrollable, but still must be controlled. Look at him, how his hair hangs all unkempt over his ruined face, his chin unshaven. But we must offer him a reassuring welcome.
We must not complain, nor fear.
Welcome, brother. How glad I am to see you. Let me feel that long-desired embrace. Let us forget the anger that has parted us. Henceforth, let love and kinship ever be our law. All enmity condemned and put away.
I could plead innocent, but as you come in this kind mood, I cannot but freely confess, my brother, I am guilty of all you have believed of me. This love has robbed me of my plea. Only to seem guilty in a devoted brother's eyes is guilt enough. I can but plead with tears, though no man ever saw me plead before. And with these hands that have touched no man's feet, be all your anger set aside, your heart eased of the tumult of your indignation, for the assurance of my trust, brother. My innocent sons shall be your hostages.
Touch not my knees, but come into my arms. And you 3 lads, an old man's sentinels, embrace me too. Take off that ragged garment, brother, its sight offends me, and be dressed in robes like mine. Accept with a good will your part and share of our fraternal kingdom. It cannot but be counted to my credit that I admit my brother safe returned to the enjoyment of his royal birthright. To own a kingdom is a man's good fortune. To give one is an act of charity.
And may the gods, my brother, so reward you as your good deed deserves. As for the crown, that mark of royalty would scarce become this ruined head. This sorely troubled hand can never hold a scepter. Let me live unseen among the humblest of your subjects.
This realm is wide enough to hold 2 kings.
I know that what is yours is mine, my brother.
What man would spurn abundant fortune's gifts?
The man who knows how fast abundance ebbs.
May I not have this honor that I seek?
Your honor is assured, but what of mine? I am determined to refuse the crown.
If you refuse your share, I give up mine.
Well, I accept the title thrust upon me, but on condition all my arms, my powers, and I shall be devoted to your service.
Come then, and let your venerable head suffer the yoke that I shall put upon it. Then I shall offer to the gods above the sacrifice I have prepared for them.
Would any man believe it possible? Atreus, that hard, that bitter man, that man of unrepentant cruelty, stands checked, wed into impotence before his brother. Truly, there is no greater power on earth than natural affection. Strife between strangers may go on forever, but where it is bound once, the chain of love will always bind again. Which of the gods has given us this peace so soon after such bitter strife? No state of life endures. Pleasure and pain take each their turn, and pleasure's turn is shorter. Time swiftly changes highest into lowest. That king who can give crowns away, before whose feet nations have bowed in fearful homage, at whose nod the Medes or Indians, neighbors of the sun, or Dahians, whom the Parthian horsemen fear, have sheathed their swords. Himself fears for his crown, anxiously scans the signs of fate, dreads treacherous time, and the swift chance that can make all things change. You, to whom the ruler of earth and ocean gives the dread power of life and death, be humble. That overweening face does not become you. No threat of yours that makes your subjects tremble is greater than that your master holds over you. Kings of the earth must bow to a higher kingdom. Some, whom the rising sun sees high exalted, the same sun may see fallen at its departing. No man should put his trust in the smile of fortune. No man abandon hope in a time of trouble. The spinner of fate twines good and bad together, never lets fortune rest, keeps all things moving. Never was man so sure of the good God's favor that he could promise himself a safe tomorrow. Under God's hand, life's circle is ever revolving, the swift wheel turning.